In this video, we are going to learn how to combine two equations like this into one equation like this. Notice that in our two equations, we have x, y, and t, three different variables or letters. When we combine them into one equation, we only have x and y. First, let's try a simpler example. We have this equation here. We know that t is 2. Let's find y. The way we can do this is write out the equation again. The equation that we have. I'm going to write this nice and big. And now I know that t is 2. That means that I can erase the t like this and put in 2 because t is 2. I put a multiplication sign there because in math, if there's no symbol, it's multiplication. Same here, I erase the t and I write 2. Next, we simplify. 4 times 2 is 8. And now we have 6 times 2 squared. We know from our order of operations that the square, right here, has higher priority. It goes first. So we do 6 times 2 squared. 2 squared equals 4. So that's going to equal to 8 minus 24. 8 minus 24 is negative 16. And that's the answer. Now I'm going to move on to the next example. But of course, you are welcome to go back and watch this part of the video again if it doesn't make sense yet. This time, we have two equations. Y equals 4t minus 6t squared and x equals 3t. And we want to turn it into one equation with just x and y. First step, we write the first equation again, just like before. But now, we want to take away the t, so I'll erase the t. And we want to figure out what to put in here instead of the t. But unlike the last problem, we don't know what t is. So the question is, what is t? To figure out what t is, we can use the second equation right here. We know from the second equation that x equals 3t. Well, what that means is that if I divide both sides by 3, I know that t equals x over 3. That tells me that when I erased t earlier, remember earlier I had the t here, I'm going to erase it again. But this time I put in x equals 3. X over 3, x divided by 3. So our equation is now y equals 4 times x over 3 minus 6 times x over 3 squared. Next step, simplify. That's 4 over 3x minus, just like last time, the last problem, we have to do the square first. We have to do this term before we multiply by 6. So to do that, x over 3 squared is x squared over 3 squared. Next up, 3 squared, right here, equals 9. Finally, 6 over 9, I can simplify to 2 over 3. So the answer is y equals 4/3 x minus 2/3 x squared. Notice that now we have one equation. This is a quadratic equation because we have this squared term right there. Let me give you one more example. So we have these two equations. Let's combine them into one equation. First, we know that I have to write this equation again. But I have to replace the t with something else. So let's figure out what t is. Going back to our first equation right here, we know that, I'm going to write this out again. Divide both sides by 2. And I get t equals x divided by 2. That tells me that I can go over here and erase t and replace it with x divided by 2. What I did was I erased the two t's and replaced it with x over 2 right over here. Now let's simplify this. Y equals, this is 4 times x divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so this is really 2x. That's 8 times x squared divided by 4. Last step, y equals 2x. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so minus 2x squared. That's the answer. So we now have one equation of y, how high the object is, in terms of x, how far it has gone. For homework, try these two problems. Write these problems down in the correct page of your worksheet. That is on page 13 of your worksheet. And try combining these two equations into just one equation. Good luck.